in this homecoming, on this golden anniversary, may you welcome yourself home with love and compassion. May you greet your college self with wonder, taking time to appreciate the unfolding gift your CC education has had in your life. May you embrace your friends, the stories and laughter as a blessing that comes from belonging to a community much bigger than yourself. May you find acceptance and release with anything unresolved and joy reconnecting and rediscovering this amazing place. And may the sacred bless you at this milestone with peace. Amen. Please join me in welcoming and greeting the president of Colorado College, L. Song Richardson.
I am not L. Song Richardson. Please be seated. I am Dan Cooper, co-president of the 50-Year Club. And it's my privilege to introduce Song, so you do have some background if you haven't been reading about her. Song is an educator, legal scholar, and lawyer, recognized for her transformational leadership in higher education. She became Colorado College's 14th president in July of 2021 and is the first woman of color to hold the presidency of CC. She received her AB from Harvard College and her JD from Yale Law School. During her tenure at Colorado College, President Richardson has led Project 2024, an inclusive, community-based approach designed to co-create the college's vision and priorities. The resulting vision is to ignite the passions and potential of students and the entire Colorado College community and to create a more just, equitable, and humane world. We need it. President Richardson is focused on expanding access to Colorado College, increasing equity in the CC experience for all students, and ensuring postgraduate success. She prioritizes preparing students for leadership in a diverse democracy by fostering courageous conversations across differences, implementing a strategic plan that strengthens inclusivity, significantly expanding mental health and wellness resources college-wide, and building an academically rigorous environment that inspires students using the benefits of the block plan. Further, she is committed to connecting with CC's alumni and ensuring that CC continues to provide value to our remarkable graduates. Now, my assessment. Her enthusiasm for Colorado College is infectious. You will observe it for yourselves during the weekend. And she understands the importance of tradition and balance, a conversation we've had many times, while leading us through these unique socio-political times. Colorado College has been in my family for over 100 years. And I believe that Song is an extraordinary choice to lead CC through the decade of the 20s and beyond. Please welcome Colorado College President L. Song Richardson.
Good morning, everyone. I first just must thank Dan for that wonderful introduction. It just means so much. Dan is one of the first people I met before I even became president at a board retreat that we had, and he demonstrates what it means to be a Colorado College student and then alum, and to engage in courageous conversations, because he asked me the first question, I think, of that board meeting, and it was all about equity, inclusion, anti-racism, diversity, and what does it all mean? And how do we have these conversations across difference? So Dan has been such a wonderful thought partner for me. In my 2 years here, this is the beginning of my third, and it is so wonderful to be able to welcome all of you here this morning for your induction into the 50-year club. I did this 2 years ago, and isn't it great? I was able to speak with some of you at the Fine Arts Center. Isn't that a gorgeous place? I was able to speak with some of you yesterday at the Fine Arts Center to welcome you. I wish I had been able to speak to more of you, but what always strikes me when I meet our incredible alumni, and especially you who are now joining the 50-year club, is I see the through line between the things that you do and have done and our current community and our students. Because here at Colorado College, the reason I came here and what I have learned about this incredible place is that we are courageous and bold. We do think differently from others, and we don't shy away from difficult things. And I remember reading about the motto of CC before I came here, about not shying away from doing difficult things, and we are about doing hard things and then having fun too. And I'm really interested, for those of you I haven't had an opportunity to meet yet, to talk with you about your time here, because I know that it was one of great change, both on our campus and beyond. And we can certainly learn from your wisdom and your experiences, because we are experiencing today similar issues, both on campus and off, of great change and challenge. And as all of you know from the period that you were here and then the lives you've led since you left us, with every period of challenge, with every obstacle that exists, there are also incredible opportunities. So learning from you and how you have navigated those times throughout your 50 plus years since graduating, 50 years, not 50 plus, 50 years will be incredible. So I look forward to having those conversations, because some of what you experienced, some of what you were doing then 50 years ago was asking big questions, standing up for your beliefs, especially with the Vietnam War going on. There was social and political unrest that was gripping the nation and the world, just as we are seeing today. So what can we learn from you? And while you were here, like our students now, you also discovered or started to discover your passions, and you pursued them. In reading your stories and learning from the many different pathways that you have taken in your lives, I have found it to be incredibly inspiring. You have become musicians, artists, doctors, engineers, educators, nonprofit leaders, social workers, lawyers, authors, and business owners. You are adventurers, gardeners, foodies, so I'm a foodie too. Love to hear from the foodies here what you like about the food here. World travelers, activists, community organizers. You are loving parents, grandparents, devoted partners, lifelong friends, and thoughtful mentors. And most importantly, you are living the vision that continues today at CC, because as Dan mentioned, in Project 2024, hearing from our alumni, our faculty, our staff, and our students, and putting that all together over the course of the past couple of years, it is clear to me that what we care about here at CC is to ignite the passion, the potential of our students and our entire community to create a world that is more equitable, more humane, and more just. And don't we need that now? And your contributions and the lives that you have led are proof that this is possible. So think about at CC, where you learn to think differently, to think big. And how do I know that? Because the block plan, you were here when it was developed, right? And I love the block plan. I wish I had known about Colorado College and about the block plan when I was going to college, and it is partly why one of the pillars of our vision is the visibility of Colorado College. I want the world to know who we are and what we do. Because the block plan itself is different. It takes courage to do it. Very few schools can do it because it is hard. It is academically rigorous, and it prepares our students for the world that they will be entering, where we don't even know what jobs are going to exist when they graduate with emerging tech and AI and generative AI. Our students will be prepared not only because of the liberal arts education that they receive here under the academically rigorous block plan that you were pioneers of. We have it because of you, because you participated in developing this. They are going to be successful because of the liberal arts education and the way we teach, because that is what the world needs right now. And so our students are practicing what your legacy to CC, thinking critically, acting outside of your comfort zones, considering perspectives that are different from your own. And when you were here in the 70s, you were dealing with environmental activism and social justice just like we are. And we have new challenges that I already mentioned, like AI and emerging tech. So CC continues to take bold and courageous action today, just like we did 50 years ago with the creation of the block plan. So as you are inducted into the 50-year club and as you walk around the campus, there will be some obvious changes with the new buildings, new faculty, new staff, and then there are people, faculty included, who are still here from when you were here. Some things change, some things remain the same. And then there are going to be the things that have changed that are less visible, like us being the 8th higher ed institution in North America, which is remarkable to me, the 8th to achieve carbon neutrality. That is amazing, the first in the Rocky Mountain West. We have made great progress in increasing access, and we were the first institution to adopt a plan surrounding anti-racism, dealing with the national and global reckoning about social justice and race and equity. And of course, you know, we are the first institution in the country to establish the block plan and to still have it. So happy to meet you all. I can't wait to engage with all of you here this weekend. I hope you have a wonderful time connecting with new individuals and connecting with yourselves to remember and reminisce about your time here and everything else that you're doing. And I hope that you will continue to engage with CC. It's obvious that you do. That is why you're here today. So be, or continue to be, a fan of our Tigers athletic teams. Keep up with campus and alumni news. Don't worry, we will still have the print version of the bulletin. It just won't be as often. So also, we are able to update you on everything that's going on with The Peak, if you haven't seen it yet, which is our online version, where we share news about alumni and everything else that's going on campus. Please continue to mentor and connect with our students and our recent grads, and please continue to give to the college as we will get better at giving back to all of you. So once again, congratulations on being inducted into the 50-year club, and I hope that you will wear your medallions proudly.
Oh, God. Anderson. Tom Arison. Barbara Dunn Ashley. Nancy Stern Bain. Alan Bell. Bruce Bistline. Lisa Brinton. Jane Byerly. Tad Creasy. Rhonda Smith Crossan. Barb Barry Davis. Bruce Davis. Larry Day. Will Denson. Barbara Rogers Deal. Debbie Hingston Dolson. Robert Robin Dorff. Lisa Jusius Dunn. Priscilla Walker Engeln. Paul File. Melinda Gowell Fitter. Anne Bloomberg Frick. Ford Frick. John Goss. Oh. Ellen Seeberger Golding. Jean Stephen Hamilton. Curtis Heisel. David Herbert. John Hibbs. Donald Hinman. Steve Hurd. Ted Lindeman. Paul Lohman. Elizabeth Larkin Mantelli. Catherine A. Merriman. Carla Marlowe. James Marlowe. Lynn Merrill. Les Miller. Louisa Nordine Morton. David Nielsen. Janice Ogawa. Roger Oram. Sally Davis Parsons. Roger Perry. Ronald Rubin. Michael Rogel. Barbara Smith Bacon. Cherie Caro Schwartz. Jim Sexton. Ron Smith. Linda Morrison Smith. Sorry, Ann Morrison Smith. Sorry. We have two people. Linda Tucker Smith. Lori Smith. Molly Squires. Charles Solfrian. Yep. Stephen Tobin. Anne Learson Tweed. David West. Susan Ebersole Wigington. Robert Wigington. Michael Young. Stephen Zavell. Rick Zier. Anna Blackford Zier. Mark White. Chuck Meyer. Got it. Dennis Fisher. Taz Talley. Bill Swaggerty. John Fife. Henry Doyle. Susan Smith Kazmarski.
It's a pleasure to introduce your classmate, Susan. Susan Smith Kuzmarski is the author of 6 books, 3 on leadership and 3 on the contemporary family. Her book, Apples Are Square, Thinking Differently About Leadership, was published in India in 2023. Her book, The Sacred Flight of the Teenager, A Parent's Guide to Stepping Back and Letting Go, sounds like a must-read, was recently released in Egypt in Arabic. For the past 15 years, Susan has taught at Northwestern University's Kellogg School of Management. She currently teaches culture, values, and leadership in their executive education course entitled Leading and Sustaining a Culture of Innovation. She holds a doctorate and 2 master's degrees from Columbia University in New York. I present Susan to you, the class.
It's an honor to share the podium with President L. Song Richardson, longtime friend Henry Doyle, and co-president of the 50-year club, Dan Cooper. And special thanks to our 16-strong reunion committee. I'd like to share 4 messages with you. How the quality of CC teaching left a profound imprint on us, how a team of influencers impacted our growth, how conflict during the early 70s united us, and how family and friendships became our core values. It was April 2nd, 1969. I remember that early morning with great clarity. My mom and I stepped out of our car on Cascade Avenue and stood in front of Armstrong Hall. To our complete astonishment, it was snowing. We had flown in the night before on my first ever airplane trip from Oregon's Willamette Valley, which rarely snowed any time of the year. Before the snow could melt from my nose, I said to my mom, "This is where I want to be." She looked at me with deep puzzlement, her questioning eyes broadcasting, "What? How do you know?" There she stood, my role model for 18 years, as we both considered the significance here, passing the baton to other adults for their guidance and care. My mom, Beulah Smith, was an innovator before the word was cool. Every summer, she put up 300 jars of pickles. To shorten the process, she washed the large volume of hand-picked cucumbers in her clothes washer on gentle cycle. Can you imagine me in high school bringing friends over and she's pulling pickles out of the washing machine? But now she knew it was time to pass me along. Gentle cycle, please. It would be to a team of educational innovators. To my advisor, international relations expert, member of the Sea Springs City Council, Fred Sonderman. He also conceived and directed our week-long January symposium, and he had a very rare ability to talk and type simultaneously. To philosopher Jane Cavell, who taught the writings of educational reformer John Dewey in an old home on Wood Avenue, a seminar with only 4 students. To historian Susan Ashley, who taught the intellectual history of modern Europe in blocks 8 and 9 of all places Loomis Lounge. To political philosopher Tim Fuller, who taught me how to think and write at the same time. To behavioral psychologist Doug Freed, with whom I raised a rat to pull levers and a pigeon to play the piano. Okay, I don't think my parents knew I had pets so soon. And to Director of Women's Housing, Joan Eschenbach-Ohl, who confidently taught us how to be dorm counselors. My point, my love for teaching, there is no doubt, came from this passionate team of CC influencers. You had a group of CC influencers too. Who was on your team? More than their subject knowledge, it was their unwavering commitment, compassion, and caring that spoke to us. They created community, tested us, made us stronger and different. Professionally, I became passionate about a different type of leadership, and I still am. For too long, leaders were known as top-down and authoritative. For me, this traditional style of leadership did not work well. At CC, there had been role models who were collaborators, not controllers, bold pioneers, men and women who dared to reshape the curriculum in unexpected ways. Fast forward, my life's work relative to leadership can be distilled into 3 very short sentences, which took me 45 years to figure out. 1, exceptional leaders champion a new mindset. They ask, who am I, who are you, and who are we? 2, innovative leaders embrace 6 qualities: humility, compassion, transparency, inclusiveness, collaboration, and values-based decisiveness. And 3, every leader should build a respectful, caring culture to lift people up. And the secret to lifting yourself up is to lift others up. We shared a lens during our 4 years at CC. To reflect together, I'll use the acronym CONFLICTS. Conflict was pervasive. The C of conflicts is for combat. In 1969, we held an anti-war demonstration here in Chauve, then more marches and protests. The O is for outdoors. In 1969, we held an O is for outdoors. Environmentalist Paul Ehrlich inspired us on Earth Day, 1970. Some students wore gas masks to stress future air quality. The N is for novelty. The innovative block plan, launched when we were sophomores, changed our academic life forever. Juggling multiple classes, gone. Instead, immersion, off-campus experiences, fewer distractions, individualized teaching, smaller groups, collaborative learning, and glorious block breaks. The F of conflicts is for feminism. The Women's Liberation Front in 1972 demanded free abortion and elimination of sexism. The L is for living. Dorms went from visitation to co-ed. The I is for inside out. We were encouraged to question almost everything in and outside the classroom. The C is for City of Sea Springs. It was a conservative backdrop to our change, freedom, intellectual exploration, and more radical thinking. The T is for taste. Our music collections juggled raucous Creedence Clearwater Revival and the more melodic John Denver. And to another taste, we could legally order 3.2 beer at 18. Somehow it miraculously turned green on St. Paddy's Day. The last S of conflicts is for Supreme Court. This was a big one. 50 years ago, January 2, 1973, its landmark, Roe v. Wade, was passed, only recently shattered by Dobbs. Finally, to summarize these sizable conflicts, our student newspaper changed names from the Tiger to the Catalyst. For all of our accomplishments, what I value most are family and friendships, and I suspect you do too. A very personal example of an enduring friendship is a group of CC women who've remained close for 54 years. Barbara, Lori, Lisa, Tucker, Sally, and me. But you too have similarly rich and bountiful bonds. Keep rowing in the same direction with friends. They are family. We will need each other as we gain more years and conquer more conflict. To conclude, this spring, my husband Tom and I took a trip to Cape Town. We learned the concept of Ubuntu, an ancient African word that speaks about the spirit of togetherness. It means, I am a person through other people. Put differently, I am because we are. What a perfect way to capture the essence of CC. It snowed again, graduation day, May 1973. A perfect bookend to our shared experiences. A very lot happened between these atypical snowstorms. Our core values were impacted by friends, significant others, good old life and learning, and conflict. We changed. Here we are now. We have come a long way. We celebrate and applaud you with 50 whoops of CC cheer, much merrymaking, and most importantly, great gratitude. Onward.
Thank you, Susan. Class of 1973 is quite fortunate to have two speakers. Usually we scrape to find one, and you all have two. After Henry Doyle graduated from Colorado College, he entered the Peace Corps. For 2 years, he taught English as a second language to middle schoolers in a very small town in Ethiopia. During the summer of 1974, Henry volunteered in a relief camp for people driven from their homes and land because of the drought. In the camp, he faced the ravages of starvation and malnutrition. After he returned home to Colorado, he earned a Master of Education degree at Colorado State University. For 10 years, he worked in banking and higher education. And then in 1986, he enrolled at Nashotah House, an Episcopal seminary in Wisconsin, to prepare for ordination as a priest. In 1989, he earned the Master of Divinity degree and accepted the call to serve as the chaplain at Shattuck St. Mary's School in Faribault, Minnesota. After 22 years in the chaplaincy, he became the school's alumni relations and outreach director, which he has held, a position he's held for the last 12 years. His life in Ethiopia has influenced him to this day, and his passion is to work with and support hunger relief programs. His other passion brings joy to the lives of others through thousands of greeting cards he sends. I present Henry Doyle.
Thank you, Dan, for that kind introduction. And thank you also to Pastor Kate Holbrook, and President Song Richardson, and to my classmate and friend Susan Wiskusmarski for being here today as well and welcome me. And also thank you to all of you. I hope you won't regret having chosen me to be one of your speakers. But here we go. Well, a while ago, an older maternal cousin told me how the family had reacted to my birth in September 1951. Many relatives expressed much joy because I was the first male born in the family in many years. Some relatives asked, will Henry go to Morehouse or Florida A&M? Many in the Brown family had gone to Morehouse, Spelman, and Florida A&M. I would be the third generation to go to college. Fast forward to William Jackson Palmer High School in downtown Colorado Springs. In my sophomore and junior years, I wrote to numerous colleges and universities across the country, which sent me their catalogs. Yes, I received the Morehouse catalog. And in my senior year, I applied to 3 schools, Amherst College, Colorado College, and the University of Colorado in Boulder. Had the common application existed, I would have applied to a few more schools. I had not visited Amherst College. In 9th and 10th grades, I had participated in Latin Day at CU. I had ridden my bicycle countless times on the CC campus, for my family lived a few blocks east of the campus. My mother had taken courses at CC to renew her teaching license. 2 adults in my neighborhood worked at CC. One of them was Mr. Roosevelt Collins in the athletic department. Children of CC professors and I went to North Junior and Palmer. Our CC classmate, Dennis Fisher, son of geology professor Bill Fisher, and I went to North Junior. Helen Bradley Williams, daughter of physics professor Rick Bradley, and I went to North Junior and Palmer. With the children of Dr. Fred and Marion Sonderman, I had taken Saturday swim lessons at the YMCA. I knew many adults who held Fred and Marion Sonderman in very high esteem. And in my later youth, I too joined those who thought quite highly of the Sondermans. Every summer, when I spend a week in Colorado Springs, I take time to pray at the grave sites of those who shaped my life. An evergreen mausoleum, I pray at the Sondermans' niches. Obviously, I knew many people with a CC connection. Well, of the 3 schools to which I had applied, Colorado College was the first in late March to tell me if I would have the opportunity to attend the college. I felt excited as well as anxious as I opened the envelope. Yay! CC had accepted me. I felt happy, relieved. Now, District 11 schools had spring break. My mother taught in a Catholic school, which would have spring break at Easter. I called the school and asked the secretary to have my mother call me at home. Mama called within minutes of my initial call. Now, when I read the paragraph which stated that I had the opportunity to live on campus, I said, "I'm not doing that." My mother said, "Oh, yes, you are. We had the experience, and we wanted you to have it also." Silently, I said to myself, "We'll see about that." I thought it was ridiculous for me to live on campus. I did not want my parents to spend the money, for I had 4 younger siblings who would go to college. Well, when Amherst rejected my application, I felt disappointed, even though I'd never visited the campus. CU was not right for me, primarily because of its size. I knew I would become lost. CU's reputation as a party school turned me off. And although I would attend college in my hometown, CC appealed to me because I sensed I would be more than one in thousands of students. Well, after numerous conversations with families and friends, I decided it would be good for me to live on campus. I would feel more a part of college life. The college's residence life staff assigned us townies, Ted Lindemann, Greg Varner, Dennis Fisher, and me to McGregor Hall, which in the fall of 1969 became a residence for male sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Richard Dickinson, class of 1971, and I have been friends for 54 years. We communicate almost daily with each other. I had one of those communications this morning. We do not let our political differences interfere with our friendship. He's still trying to convert me to his form of political ideology, but I'm holding my ground. Well, we, the class of 1973, came face to face with peers from across the country and over the oceans. We found people with whom we had much or little in common. Some of us risked hanging out and forming relationships with classmates our parents would have questioned upon first sight. And some friendships have lasted a lifetime. Now, unless we attended boarding school before our college years, we who lived on campus had to take responsibility for our actions and decisions. Our parents had concerns about us, but they were not helicopter parents. They had no access to our professors' grade books and our class attendance records. We called our parents much less frequently than children of all ages do today. Some of us had jobs on or off campus. For spending money, I worked Saturdays and Sundays at McDonald's on Wasatch. My work schedule never kept me from attending home hockey games. If we had huge monetary resources, we had to answer eventually for frivolous or excessive spending. We, the student body, became acquainted with one another. None of you ever made me feel as if I did not belong to CC. You put no roadblocks to prevent my having a positive experience. We cared about one another. We respected one another. We accepted one another as we were. We practiced the golden rule: treat others as you want them to treat you. As Susan mentioned, in our sophomore year, the Colorado College block plan had its beginning. Many of us easily adapted to the plan. We liked focusing on one subject for 3.5 weeks or on 2 academic subjects for 10.5 weeks. Occasionally, the course had only a handful of students. 3 of us took a German course with Dr. Bay in Loomis Lounge. And in our junior year, I was the college's first exchange student at the University of Regensburg in Germany. And during my year abroad, I very much missed the block plan. Well, thank goodness for academic freedom. Our parents did not demand to see a professor's syllabus. They did not insist the librarian ban any books. Parents had confidence in the faculty. Professors let us choose to accept or reject their rhetoric, their philosophies, their position on an issue. In discussions and in our written work, they did not take kindly to our parroting their remarks. Our professors encouraged us to think critically, and when we took a position, we needed to support it. In discussions, we listened to one another. We did not put down someone with a different opinion, point of view. Our professors helped us with our writing. T.K. Barton, history professor, insisted on the use of the active voice rather than the passive voice in our papers. And so you might be asking, what's active voice, what's passive voice? Active voice. Our classmate, yes, our CC classmate, Jay Reamer, wrote the book, The 6 Pillars of Civility. The passive voice. The book, The 6 Pillars of Civility, was written by our classmate, Jay Reamer. Well, TK has indeed had a lasting impact on me. As a writer, I only use the passive voice if I must. And as a teacher, I emphasize the use of the active voice in students' written assignments. CC wanted us. Professors, administrators, and staff welcomed us and made us feel at home. When we had difficulties in their courses, we sought their help, which they willingly gave us. They showed genuine interest in us. They were keen on getting to know us as they prepared us for life after CC. Professors invited us to their homes for meals, discussions, and parties. These past 50 years, some of us have exchanged letters or have had personal interaction with these men and women. It was great to visit Professor McJimsey and his wife Mariana during his lifetime. And since his death, I have continued visiting Mariana on the front porch of their home on East San Miguel. And during the year, we have communicated through email and the Postal Service. A number of our classmates, professors, and staff members have ended their earthly journeys. Let us, with grateful hearts, take a moment to remember them. Rest peacefully and rise majestically, beloved friends. We remain connected. Well, today and tomorrow, let us take pleasure in catching up with classmates, in learning what has happened in one another's lives, learning what each of us values. Now, I've asked you to please excuse my absence from 1 o'clock today to 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. After lunch, I will return to Golden. And this afternoon at 4:30 at the Woodlands in Morrison, I will officiate at a wedding. The bride, who I've known since she was born on April 20th, 1995, is a 2014 Shattuck St. Mary's graduate from Faribault, Minnesota, who lives in Denver. And we might honor today to join her and her fiancé in marriage. And so I ask you again to please excuse my absence. Well, we, the class of 1973, earned our bachelor's degree at a very reputable institution of higher learning. It has thrilled me when a graduating senior at Shattuck St. Mary's School has accepted admission to our alma mater. I have immense gratitude for Colorado College, and I sense you also feel grateful. It has been said, one expresses gratitude in 3 ways: a feeling in one's heart, an expression in words, and a giving in return. I have been so fortunate to have received a Colorado College education, part of which was partly funded through a scholarship I received to this institution. And I'm very thankful that over the years I've been able to contribute to the annual fund. It is a way of expressing my gratitude and also a way of assuring the college that I'm very supportive of what the college is doing here today. I do not expect, and I do not think any of us should expect, Colorado College to be what it was in 1969. But it is indeed continuing to carry out the mission that was established, and it is preparing a vast number of people to carry on after you and I have ended our earthly journeys. I thank you for giving me the honor of speaking at this induction ceremony. All the very best to you from my heart.
During homecoming, we remember. And part of that remembering is actually remembering the joining together of our community, the body of our community in spirit and in physically. And our community is not made whole until this happens. And so it is with gratitude that we gather. And in these times, especially of heartbreak and hope in the world, it is a gift to be able to remember. And the wisdom that you bring and that you offer this community during this homecoming is an incredible gift to those in this moment, to those who have gone before, who have been part of this community, and to the current students. And so as you share stories, talk about life, how it has unfolded since your time here, and the memories, and even have the chance to connect with the students who are navigating this time of challenge. We hope that this may be a time of blessing to you, and that the sun, the glorious Colorado sun, that it may shine down on you, warming your hearts, warming your friendships, and that the sacred and all that you hold as sacred may surround you with compassion and love in this time of reunion. So go now in peace and friendship. May it be so.